Hi everyone, I'm Heather Rasnick. Today for my speech, I am going over why I do not agree with taking away the funding for the special needs programs into the schools, and why I believe you guys should not agree with that either. So imagine that you have a child that is struggling to learn how to speak, that is nonverbal, that is struggling to communicate, that he has therapy, speech therapy that he normally does for 100 minutes a week. Now imagine with those cutbacks, that therapist can only be there for that specific child for 20 minutes a week. 20 minutes a week. For you, that might not seem very important, but for that poor child that is learning how to communicate, how to talk, how to socialize with his friends inside his classroom, that is very, very important. Say that you have a child that is doing behavioral therapy, that has it to where he's learning coping skills to control their emotions because he has the mental capacity of a 4-year-old and he's 8 years old. So he is struggling to control his emotions, to not do the outbursts, not do the tantrums to where they're hurting themselves, biting themselves, banging their head on the concrete floor because he does not have that coping skills and he cannot calm down. It's very important because now as they're young, and at these schools, we are teaching them, not just as the teachers, the parents, special educators, we are all, as a family, a community, teaching these kids how to survive in real life. We are taking them from step one, learning how to talk, learning how to behave, how to be like, let's share. Oh, can I have that, please? Communicate, talk, how to hear if they're hearing impaired, how to see or read Braille, or look with textures with their hand, how to function in real life. Because if we don't do that now, how are they going to survive in the real world? How are they going to be able to learn to adapt when they're struggling right now to learn to adapt, where they cannot function now? How are we going to expect them to function later? That is going to bring an even more costly bill than right now, because farther on, you're going to be looking at homes, detention facilities, all of that we will have to foot the bill for later, and it's going to cost a lot more than therapy, than a nursing, than an aide that comes into the classroom and helps. So now I am going over the costs on the schools and the teachers, of you taking away that funding for those schools that the teachers need, the special education teachers, therapists, all of them. From USA 2024 Education News, you have it to where it is 40% teacher burnout, especially for general ed population teachers. Sorry, not general ed, special education teachers. It is now to where they are quitting or reassigning, going to general education or to a different type of program throughout the schools within the first 5 years of training. First 5 years, they did all their schooling, everything to help those special needs and special needs children that actually need it. Within 5 years, they are resigning. They are saying they are burnt out. They are not getting the proper assistance that they need, because you have it to where you have teachers where it's a special education teacher with 30, 40 students that are on their caseload with one aide, if you're lucky, and to where they are trying to help all those different kids with those different special attentions that they need for hearing, sight, for behavior, everything. You have it to where that aide or that teacher needs to go help all those children, but unfortunately, especially with the schools that are not in as funded area, not as privileged, you have it to where the schools, some schools in Detroit, some in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, some Killeen, Texas, where they don't have enough teachers in special education or aides to where they are pushing those children into regular population, general population classrooms, to where the teachers do not have that training to help and assist with these kids. So they're falling behind even more because they don't know how to communicate or to assist those children in the ways that they need to be assisted, or help that child in the wheelchair to go to the bathroom, to where they don't have that assistance where they need it. You have the burnout not just for special education teachers, for all the teachers, all the nurses, taken away that funding to help get more students or more teachers, or even proper training to where they learn and able to focus and able to communicate better and make better plans to help all the children, not just one, not just that special child, but all of them, to where they can all go together as a community and socialize together. Doesn't matter if it's a special needs child, a regular child, they're all together as a community. So, again, my focus is not reducing the funding for the special needs program like Texas did in 2024, where they took $607 million that were allocated to the school programs. They took it away. And for what? To help better roads? Do you think roads, stoplights, all that is more important than a child? I don't believe so. Do you? Thank you.
Good job.
That was a lot easier going like from the heart.